Greetings, Elementalists. Jonathan here. We are back for another round of the Mountains of Godai. Now we got trounced on this last siege. The effects of that siege resulted in a huge Earth imbalance. Our Earth imbalance is currently 6, which is pretty crazy. That is a very high imbalance number. So we're going to see how this next playthrough is going to unfold. I can't wait to show you guys some of the strategies that we've built into this system. I have kind of looked over all of my options here, and I'm really trying to come up with a good game plan on how we're going to survive. And I think, at least for whatever happens, I'm having a great time, and it has been difficult. It has been rewarding, and I'm excited to see where this next journey takes us. So let's talk real quick about ending a siege, because I ended the last video without actually doing the very last step of ending a siege. Now this is a pretty big change from our last iteration of the game. If you look at the short count calendar, you'll see a final moments tracker on the left hand side of that card. Now at the end of a siege, you are going to apply the number that applies to your current siege. So the first siege, we will apply the first final moments modifier. And if we take a look, it says all defenders lose 1 resilience. So I reduced our temple by 1 and both of our city-states by 1 as well. Our tower has already fallen, and we will be actually rebuilding this tower during the harvest stage as well. So why don't we get started? I'm excited to see what we can do here. It is the movement phase. And because a new harvest stage has begun, before we move, we will be drawing our harvest cards. Now again, we draw a number of harvest cards equal to our current acquire amount, which is 3. All right, let's draw 3 cards. Dangerous Rifts, Kami of Fate, and Pillar of the World. Okay, let's take a look at the immediate effects. I see 2 immediate effects. Place an element token on each revealed elemental rift. Okay, we have 1 elemental rift on this sky tile. It has a earth icon on it. And so whenever you place a tile that has an elemental rift revealed, you're going to take a element token and place it on top. Now, this is also going to allow us to place 1 more on that location. The beautiful thing about this location is if we go to that location, or even if we're in range of that location, we are going to get 2 earth elements. So that will be that'll be wonderful. Okay, Kami of Fate does not have an immediate effect, so let's take a look at Pillar of the World. The group may teleport to a revealed mountain peak. Okay. I don't think we are going to do that. I think we're going to stay here for now. We're just going to stay here for now. Okay, thank you, but no thank you. All right, let's take a look at the until the end of stage effect for each of these. Dangerous Rifts, until the end of stage. Anytime the group gains any number of element tokens, face an encounter. If you vanquish it, 1 hero in the group gains favorite opponent against that encounter type permanently. Okay, so basically if we go here, we're going to face an encounter. We're going to get those 2 earth elements. We're going to face an encounter. If we defeat it, 1 of our heroes is going to get favorite opponent against that type. All right, Kami of Fate. Games of fate and rolling dice now produce strange results. The group may spend 3 gold up to twice per turn during the event phase. Roll 3 core dice. Gain 10 gold if the sum is less than 10. Gain a tier 2 resource of your choice if 2 results match. Gain a tier 3 resource of your choice if all 3 results match. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's try that. We're gonna do that this turn maybe. All right, let's look at Pillar of the World. Until the end of stage effect, anytime you gain sky metal, gain 1 more and 2 ore. Okay, so that's why it says, hey, if you want to teleport to a mountain peak, we can go and do that. That's going to be pretty good. Anytime you gain sky metal, gain 1 more and 2 ore. All right, that's pretty great. Okay, so I am going to... I think we're going to use our Dimension Door. Our Tanuki has a racial ability that allows him to, may spend 2 energy to create any item with a gold value equal to or lower than your lowest mastery rank. You may use the item immediately. So his lowest mastery rank is 4. So he can actually spend 2 energy to create a Dimension Door item and teleport us to any location within our range. Why don't we look at that item? This item may be used outside of combat to open a portal and teleport to any location within group range of any defender. The group may carry up to 1 per hero at any time. If the group is in range of a wellspring portal, you may spend 1 energy to use this item's effect without consuming it. Okay, so we're gonna use 2 energy here. We are going to use the Dimension Door, and we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go right here, and I'll show you why in a little bit. Okay, so then it will be normal movement because we have teleported. So let's roll our skills. Okay. We actually we get some gold here. And we get some gold here. The Saurian makes survival. The Tanuki fails survival. So now both of our heroes are currently out of food. We are not starving yet, but we're going to need to get some food in order to survive here going forward. Okay, we miss navigate, so that means we're going to wander. Let's go ahead and roll the d6. And that is a hex, which is going to place us right here. Okay. And then we are going to enter our event phase. So we have an acquire amount of 3. That means we can select 3 locations within range. I think I'm going to select 2 settlements and the antiquity site. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll those. First of all, because we have selected 2 settlements, we will gain 4 recruits. And we will roll 2 dice, 2 10-sided dice, and we need a 4 or less in order to gain a specialist. We have 2 5s. Of course we do. Okay, so we don't gain any specialists. Okay, and then we are going to also harvest from the antiquity site. The antiquity site is a harvest of 4 or less, and if we make this roll, we'll get 5 platinum. Oh, and we don't get any platinum out of this either. Oh, okay, that was a harsh turn, wasn't it? All right, so we are done with that. Why don't we use our Kami of Fate here? I'd like to try this. So the group may spend 3 gold, up to twice per turn. So we are going to spend 6 gold. Okay. And you are going to roll 3 dice. We're going to gain 10 gold if the sum is less than 10. So the sum is not less than 10. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Gain a tier 2 resource choice if 2 results match. They don't match. Okay. So no luck there. We'll try one more time here for that second roll. We have 2 matches. We have 2 6s and a 2. It is over 10. But we do gain a tier 2 resource of our choice. So I think we are going to gain a sky medal, which then interacts with this Pillar of the World card to give us also 2 ore. So our ore goes up to 8. Our sky medal goes up to 4. And 5 actually, because we gain 1 extra. That is very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Then we draw. We're not in an event location, so that means we are going to draw a Jaethi card. Part of our villain phase here. Oh, and this is Plague. How much more must the people endure? We consume 3 recruits. We just got 2 recruits. We're consuming 3 of them now. If the group camped, reduce the amount lost by 2. We did not camp, so we are going to lose 3. Okay. It's continuing to be a brutal turn for us, isn't it? All right, so now we're going to roll the air die, and that is going to provide us with the next siege opponent. And that is a void. That's a roll of a void. So we are going to place the next card on siege slot 2. We've already taken care of siege slot 1, so thankfully there are no siege opponents in the first siege slot. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be later in the game. There are certain effects that can cause the siege opponents to retreat, and that just means that once they're killed, they actually get pushed back into the next previous slot. Okay, so that is the end of our turn. Okay, I think I'm going to change up my strategy a little bit. Instead of going for those recruits, I think we are going to use the Tanuki's skill again in order to generate another teleportation scroll. So let's do that. Goes down to 8 energy. And we're going to teleport all the way over to here. And we're going to grab those 2 earth tokens. So this is within range of this temple here. So we can teleport to that location. We are going to take those 2 earth tokens, and that means we will gain 2 earth elements. That also means we will be drawing an encounter here. So let's draw the encounter first. This is part of the movement phase, so we are still going to be doing whatever happens for the rest of the round, but we do have to face this encounter. Okay, this is a level 5. This is an Undine, and it is a humanoid. We do not have a favorite opponent for humanoid. Now, let's take a look. Earth defeats water. Water defeats fire. Okay. Let me move these so that I can see my element card. Let's see. I'll put these over here for now. Okay. All right. So we are going to face this Undyne. It's a level 5. It's got 24 health. It has 20 energy. And let's see what happens. Now, our Saurian has 4 ranks, 4 tiers in fire. And he also has the Fireheart Scepter. So, what this means is he basically has counterattack equal to 8. So if something hits him, he will be doing 8 damage back. His attacks can't be evaded because of that Fire Tier 2 ability. And he will be laying down a burned condition on any target that he is facing here. In addition, he's dealing an additional 14 damage with each hit. Okay, so one more thing that's kind of nice is that whenever you spend energy for a tier 3 ability, you gain Berserk, and opponents you target gain Burned. So he's going to spend 1 energy, actually he's going to spend 3 energy to trigger Whirlwind's Strengthen effect. He will go down to 8 energy. His Strengthen effect is now 2. So he is going to be doing 18 damage to the Undyne. Okay. Yinwei will use Alchemize for 1 energy. And we also have our Storm Harbinger in battle with us as well. So what is he going to do? He rolls a Hex. Group 3 air health. Storm Harbinger and his allies gain evasion of 9 this round. So we gain it evasion of 9. It's dealing 3 air health. If we look at our Undyne card here, we see that it has a passive. So first of all, it's immune to water. It has weakness of earth. None of us are doing earth damage. It's also has an energetic effect, which means as long as it has energy, it's going to be regenerating 4 health at the beginning of every round. So, being that it's the first round, it hasn't lost anything yet. We're going to see what it does to us. It rolled a 1. Right, single 8 health. If Undyne has full health, this attack gains piercing. Alright, so one of us is going to get hit. I'm going to say our Saurian is a green, our Tanuki is a yellow, and the Storm Harbinger is blue on the die. And we have green, that is our Wind Rider. Okay, our Wind Rider is going to take 8 health damage. Okay, it is piercing. Our Mycotomancer is using Alchemize, and so he is going to gain 2 health back. 6 health total, bringing him down to 5 health remaining. Okay, then we are going to tally damage. We have 21 incoming damage to the Undyne. It has 3 health left. One other thing, we have evasion, so I should probably roll to see if the Wind Rider evades this damage. He does not. Okay. Okay, then the next round, the Undyne is burned, so it has 3 health left. It suffers 3 health, although it also has regen of 4 health. It's still alive with 1 health remaining. Not for long. All right, so we're going to do another 18 damage here from our Saurian. Our Mycotomancer is going to heal again. Oh, hang on. Counterattack of 8. No. The Saurian was hit with an attack, so his counterattack goes off. So the Saurian has defeated the Undyne. All right, so that's it. We gain 1. Looks like ethereal ore. It's the first one of the game, and we get to draw our next power-up card. Okay, we have a element augmentier and favorite opponent. Increase 1 augment tier you possess by 1. You've also gained a new favorite opponent. Choose one of the 4 types listed below. You may also treat this subtype as a favorite opponent for the rest of the game. Okay, let's give our element tier to our Tanuki and the Explorer to our Saurian. Our Saurian did all the heavy lifting, but he's going to get the slightly less cool card. Okay, so we also get, based on this card here, face an encounter. 1 hero in the group gains favorite opponent against that encounter type. Okay, so our Wind Rider is now good against humanoid. And our Mycotomancer, let's go with the fire. For the tier, let's go with Void. Oh, no, it's a basic, right? No, increase 1 element augment tier you possess by 1. It could be it could be the Void tier. So we are going to increase his Void tier by 1. That's very good. Okay. Okay. Done with that. Now it's the movement phase. So we have teleported, so that means it's going to take away any camping bonuses. We are going to stay in place here, and we're going to roll our skills. I see a hex and another hex. Okay, so let's do our Saurian first. Our Saurian is now starving. He cannot use any more energy until we get rid of the first level of starving. He failed navigate. He made some additional gold. And let's see, we have also some gold here. 18 total. Misnavigate, made survival. So Yinwei can at least use energy. Okay, and because we have these 2 hexes, that is going to give us 2 tier 1 resources. We will choose ore. We now have 10 ore. Okay. All right, so that is going to be the movement phase. The skill phase. We did wander, so a 4 is going to push us into boss lair 5. Oh man! And we can't use energy over here. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting. Oh my gosh, you guys, we've just wandered into the boss lair. I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know how we're going to pull through this. We may end up dying. We may end up having to flee. We'll try and give it a shot. He's a level 5 boss. But I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. So let's take a look to see how this is going to unfold. First of all, this is boss number 5, so this is Escodal the Vicious. So if we look at his passive ability, Kobold Warren, its Coatl's health may not be targeted unless his Outlast is 0. Despite multiple opponents, only one action is rolled each round. Each time attack, which is Kobold Warriors, or First Mastery, Kobold Shamans, vitals reach 0, reduce its Coatl's Outlast by 1, increase the vanquish number by 1, then return those kobolds' vitals back to full. So basically what this means is during combat, we need to, in order to reduce his Outlast, we need to destroy all these kobolds around him. The Kobold Warriors have 12 health, Kobold Shamans have 10 energy, so this is going to be an interesting fight. Now at least we have the Mycotomancer is good against monstrous humanoids. The Wind Rider is currently starving, so he can't use his energy, and he only has 5 health remaining. So I have a feeling that this is going to hurt us badly, and we may end up fleeing from combat. So let's take a look to see how this occurs. So first of all, on the battle mat, so we're going to write down 6 for Outlast and 34 for health. And then the Kobold Warriors, I'm going to write down a 12 on the battle mat here for their health. So we are going to start our round. Our Wind Rider is going to use Charge, which is his attack, to deal 16 damage. Okay. The target is burned as well, so if that doesn't kill the first kobold, it will become burned. Then we have the Mycotomancer. I think our Mycotomancer is going to use Alchemize. No, he's going to use Neural Link. Now he's not starving, so he can use his energy, and he's going to use an item. Now, Neural Link, you may use an item while using this mastery as if you were defending. Each member of the group gains its benefit. So, that means I'm going to be using a Viper Potion. We have 1 Viper Potion left. And if we see what this does, both of our heroes, let's see, each member of the group. So, that includes our Storm Harbinger as well. We all have a defend of 10 this first round of the game. And next round, gain evasion 7, and opponents that target us become vulnerable. Okay, so that's what the Mycotomancer is going to do. Then the Storm Harbinger, we have to roll for him. And that is a Hex. That is a group 3 health. So Storm Harbinger and his allies gain evasion 9 this round. So not only do we have the defend, we also have the evasion. And that is going to be dealing a group of 3 health. Okay, so how this works, this is a group attack. If we take a look at its Coatl's passive again, it says each hero may target only 1 kobold each round, but heroes may each target a different kobold as if there were up to 6 of each type in that combat. So we're basically going to say that there are 6 kobold warriors in combat because they are the ones that have the health. So I'm going to add 6 total health values, and he's doing 3 air health to each. Okay, and then we also have our favorite opponent damage from Yinwei. Let's see what that is. That is also a Hex, and another Hex is 12 and 4, so that is 16. So that we might actually have 2 of these things destroyed already. All right, so let's see what they do. We're going to roll the die for its Coatl, and that is 1. Okay, group 2 plus current Outlast, Earth health. Oh no, it's Earth. Our Saurian is weak against Earth. because we have the water augment. Oh no! Reduce this value by 1 for each kobold warrior vanquished this combat. So this all happens at the end of the first turn. They're not vanquished yet. So it's 2 plus current outlast is 8 earth health. Okay, he is currently defending for 10. He's not going to take anything just yet. So that's okay. We also do have to roll that weakness though. And so weakness is on our keywords placard. This includes another keyword, element, or damage type. Whenever a target suffers any void damage or damage of the type specified, roll the hex die. This die may explode when damaging opponents. The target suffers additional damage equal to the result. This damage cannot be reduced. Okay, so he can't reduce the d6 damage. Whoops. So 3 damage. He's going to take 3 damage. But we also have evasion of 9 from the Storm Harbinger. So let's see if the evasion that the Storm Harbinger has given our Wind Rider, if that is going to help us here. It does not. Okay, so he does take the 3 damage. He's down to 2 health left. Oh, man. Okay, and at the end of the round, then we have 2 kobolds are destroyed. All right, so 2 kobold warriors. And that is also going to reduce Outlast from 6 down to 4. And then it is our turn again. Now this turn we have, from that Viper Potion that Yinwei used, we have evasion 7, and opponents that target us become vulnerable. Oh, also, we have the fire. The Saurian has the fire augment, and he also has counterattack equal to 8. So when the when its coatl hit us for that damage, his counterattack would also trigger for 8 more damage. 8 plus 3 is 11, and they have 12 health, so unfortunately we did not kill a third in the first round. Okay, round number 2. Next, we are going to, let's do the same thing. The Wind Rider is going to deal another 16 damage, and it will become burned. The Mycotomancer, let's use another Viper Potion. That defend was super helpful, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to defend, and he's going to use that also again. Now, one other thing, Neural Link allows, it has an additional effect. A target of your choice gains either a stat test bonus to the next stat test they make equal to half Neural Link rank, or boost the damage they deal by geometric nets this round and next round. I think last turn and this turn, I'm going to be using that Neural Link to give a bonus to our next skill that we roll. And that way, if we do end up trying to flee, we will have a better chance of doing that. So we'll have a minus, let's see, it will be a -4 bonus to that stat test. So that will help us flee if we need to. Okay, then let's see what the Storm Harbinger does. And he rolls a 2. Multi, unyielding. A number of targets equal to the group size suffer 1 piercing health. Okay, so typically this is going to be the group size of the opponent. And so the group size is 6. There are 6 kobold warriors here. So a number of targets equal to the group size suffer 1 piercing health. They're each just going to suffer 1. Okay, so that one that I had counterattacked is also now destroyed. And right. Then we see what they're going to do. And that is a 5. Okay, single. 3 health plus 1 for each vanquished kobold. We have 2 vanquished kobolds so far. If at least 3 are vanquished. Nope. Okay, so single. Target 3 health plus 1 plus 2. 5 health. Here are our target dice. Green is our Wind Rider, yellow is our Mycotomancer, and blue is our Storm Harbinger. That's our Wind Rider again. Oh no. Okay, well, he's defending because we have that we have the Viper Potion. Oh, and he also has evasion. So let's see if the evasion kicks off first. And it does not. So thankfully, he still has that defend value. Oh man, I can't believe that we are keeping it together so long. Okay, so we have 1 died and 2 died. So we have Outlast has been reduced down to 2. And there are 4 warriors that we have slain so far. Oh, we also have the favorite opponent damage from our Mycotomancer. And that's a 3. Okay. Now we haven't even been able to get to its Coatl yet. Now, also, our Wind Rider was just targeted, so that means his counterattack is going to go off, and that is 8 damage. So that is a 1 more that's dead. Nice. We have 1 left. 5 kobold warriors have been slain. His Outlast is 1 remaining. And that brings us into round number 3. Okay. Round number 3. I think this turn I am going to have the Wind Rider use his defend, and he is going to also use a Viper Potion. Let's roll favorite opponent for our Mycotomancer. That's a Hex, and a 4 is 10. That's enough to take out our last Kobold Warrior. So our Mycotomancer, I think, is also going to use Alchemize. He's at 5 energy remaining. Raise a target's health and energy equal to half Alchemize rank. All right, so he's going to raise the Wind Riders. Doesn't do a lot, but he's at least got something. Then we have our Storm Harbinger, and he rolls a 5. That is another group attack. And all allies have evasion. So that evasion stacks. We have the evasion from the Viper Potion and the evasion from the Storm Harbinger. So that means if we roll a 6 or higher on the die, then they will evade the attack, whatever attack comes in. Okay, let's see what its Coatl does. And he rolls a 3. Okay, this is a group attack. Group 4 plus twice current Outlast. So 5 Outlast of energy damage. And now this is also Earth. So we are going to take more. The Wind Rider is going to take more damage. So we're going to roll. First of all, the defend goes through, and he will defend all of the energy damage. But that weakness is still going to hit him for 1 total energy damage. Okay. We haven't slain any Kobold Shamans. Okay, so that is it. Our Outlast is reduced to 0 on its Coatl, and we no longer have to worry about his warriors. Now we can attempt to face him directly. Okay, so let's... oh, and then we have the counterattack. The counterattack would have gone against his warriors, not against him, so we don't have that. Alright, so then next round, let's do 16 damage to its Coatl from the Wind Rider. Our Mycotomancer is going to deal 1 favored opponent damage. And as for his action, I think he's going to use Alchemize again to give a little bit of health and energy back to our Wind Rider. Then the Storm Harbinger rolls a 3, dual 5 piercing water health. Okay, so he is going to deal 5 water health. It's not unyielding, so it's only going to affect its Coatl. Okay. And then we're going to see what he does. And he rolls a 3. Group 4 plus twice the current Outlast. Reduce this value by 1. If this damage would be reduced to 0, also... Okay, so again, we have 4 plus current Outlast is 0. So 4 energy damage go through. And that is going to wipe our Mycotomancer out. Well, he has evasion. One more round of it yet. And it still goes through. So Yinwei has 0 energy remaining. Our Wind Rider is going to lose... So he's going to lose 6 energy. He has 4 remaining. And that is going to trigger his counterattack for 8. Oh my gosh. We might pull this off, you guys. Right. So we have done 24, 25. We've done 30 damage this round. He has 4 health left. Guys, we're gonna be able to do this. 4 health remaining. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Wind Rider is going to defend. And Mycotomancer. Let's roll favorite opponent. And that's 5 favorite opponent damage. He can't reduce that. So 5 damage will be enough to destroy him. Excellent, excellent. All right, so he's going to defend too, and we'll see what the Storm Harbinger does. 1, multi-unyielding, a number of targets equal to the group size, so 1 piercing damage. Okay, this is, I can't believe we snuck a win out of this, you guys. 3, he does Kobold Shaman again. Group 4 plus twice current Outlast energy. So he has wiped our Wind Rider. Our Wind Rider is out. Let's see. He's going to suffer weakness damage. 1, 4, 5. Yeah, he is down to 1 energy remaining. And we have successfully destroyed its Coatl the Vicious, a level 5 boss. Let's check out all of the cool stuff we get from this battle. Oh my gosh. That went better than I thought it would, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Not being able to spend energy, having those Viper Potions really helped us out here. Oof, that was a close one. Okay, so first of all, let's do some rewards. We have a Sky Medal that we gain. Oh, and anytime you gain a Sky Medal, gain 1 more and 2 ore. So we gain 2 Sky Medal and 2 ore. Oh, that's beautiful. We definitely needed that. Okay. Then we have the portal number 5 closes. So check it out. We have the ability while we are facing bosses. If we defeat a boss, we actually close a siege portal. So siege portal 5 is now closed. Place a hex token over that location. Okay, then we get 6 gold. And then we also get a gear upgrade. Okay, then we gain 2 power-ups. I see an all stats here, you guys. Whoa. Oh man, and we have 2 elemental cards as well. Okay, so first of all, attack. Rage grows within me like a great conflagration in my soul. I long to protect this sacred land and shall forever endeavor to do so. All right, +1 attack and an elemental. It's a fire die, so we're going to roll that. And it's a fire surge. That's awesome. We get 2 fire. Yeah. Nice. Okay. I'm not going to take those as an augment just yet. I think we will keep them in the stockpile. I'll take the attack and apply that to my Wind Rider. Okay. Second mastery, this is a water card. An unstoppable tide rises within me, and with it comes an unquenchable desire to make things right in this world. That's right. All right, can we get a surge out of the water die too? That would be amazing. Nope. Okay, it's a fire. Everybody's all about the fire right now. Okay, so we have a +2 second mastery. That's going to go to the Mycotomancer Neuralink. It's going to go up. All right. Oh, you guys, check this out. Okay, the next one's a resource card. +2 to the lowest rank. We must recognize the Earth is a complex, self-regulating system that sustains life. To forget would be a doom to ourselves. Well, guess what? That is Sky Metal, and it gives 2, which means this card goes off again. We get 3 Sky Metal and 2 ore. Oh my gosh. That is fantastic. All right, so that one, let's give that one to our Mycotomancer to the lowest rank. That's going to be to his attack. So he is going to gain that. Okay. And finally, we have a +1 to all of our stats. My loyalty is unwavering, my spirit unyielding. I weave the threads of discipline and mastery into my world's tapestry. +1 to everything. Awesome. Whew, that was amazing. Okay, finally, we have a couple single rewards here. We get a +2 to second mastery, and we have a Ring of Command. So let's take a look at what does that Ring of Command do here. That must be here. Okay, when you bolster a defender, you may select 1 additional skill. Spend only 1 energy total, up to 2 per hero. Okay, well, let's give that to the Mycotomancer. Ring of Command. Actually, I'm going to give that to the Wind Rider instead. Ring of Command. Okay, and then the +2 to second mastery is going to go to the Mycotomancer. All right, that was awesome. Epic. We just took care of Itzcoatl the Vicious. Boy, I did not think we were going to be able to pull that one off. That was awesome. I feel really good about that. Okay. So the next thing that happens, that was just our movement phase. Now that was our skill phase because we wandered. So now it's our event phase. So now it's time for us to decide 3 locations to try and gain some resources from. And I think we're going to try, let's see, there it is. Okay, so by location supersedes terrain. So we have an antiquity site there. We could try and get some food. We might have to do that. I think we're going to need to, we're going to harvest from the water tile to get 2 gold and 6 food. And we're immediately going to use 3 of that for our Wind Rider so that he is no longer starving. Okay. Then we're going to harvest from the sky tile. It's only a hex though. No, I think we're going to harvest. Let's harvest from the antiquity site first. And that is a 5, so we miss. And then let's just go for, is there a mountain peak in range? There is not. There is not a great tree in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's not a great tree in range. I guess we can try. We'll try once for the sky tile. I don't expect we're going to get this. We need a hex, but we'll see. Oh my god. Guys, that's a hex. That's crazy. All right, so we made it. We get to choose one. So we get, oh yeah, we're definitely going to do the 2 sky metal, right? 2 sky metal. It will trigger this again. So that becomes 3 sky metal. And 2 ore. Oh my gosh. The way that this game turn has unfolded, it's baffling to me. I had not expected any of that to happen. In fact, all I wanted to do was stay here and try and get some more recruits, but the universe was telling me no, go for the sky metal instead. So that is insane. That's the end of our event phase. Do we want to do anything else? I don't think we can do much. Yeah, I don't think we can do much. Okay, so that's the end of the event phase. Then we draw a card from Jaethi's deck here. From the Void. Equip in a random tower or fortress. This defender's strength becomes 1. We don't have a tower or fortress out. I guess it would be no, because it's destroyed. It can't take an equip card. So this doesn't happen. We haven't rebuilt our tower yet. We would have had to rebuilt it for it to take an equip card. So we're simply going to roll the Void die, and that is going to tell us what siege opponent lands in the next siege slot. Oh no, that is a Void Surge, you guys. That is a Void Surge. So not only do we have 1 card in slot 2, because it's the second harvest stage, we have 1 in slot 3 as well. So now 3 Void cards are going to be in play. Ugh. Oh, that wasn't good. That wasn't good. Okay, our turn. All right, I think we need to get back to the city-state. We need to buy some items, and we need to get serious about our about our attempts to right the ship and right our course. All right, so what we're going to do is the Tanuki, he was reduced to 0 energy, but because we have a synergy here, so check this out. The Saurian has 2 elements augmenting to his hero. We have fire and water. Now, if you flip over the fire card or the water card, you can see him on both. He also has access to this steam effect. The damage you deal is corrosive, and each time a hero's energy is reduced to 0, they heal 2 energy. So, when Yinwei was reduced to 0 energy, because we have fire and water on the Saurian, he also gains 2 energy back. So he goes up to 2 energy, and that's just enough for us to purchase a teleportation scroll using the Tanuki's special ability. He goes back down to 0, and it kicks him back up to 2 again because of the steam. So there's this aura of steam that is following our Saurian, and it is healing our heroes of energy. Okay, so I'm going to teleport back over to here. That's going to remove the token from this boss layer here. And we're going to place a hex token on top of Itzcoatl's lair. It's not going to work here anymore. Sorry, that was an Office Space reference. I'm lame. All right, so we just teleported to the city-state. So that will be our movement phase. We are going to roll some dice here. Now, we still have the Mycotomancer's bonus here from Neural Length. A target of your choice gains either a stat test bonus to the next stat test they make equal to half Neural Length rank, which was 4 at the time. So we gain a bonus to one of our stat tests equal to -4. The next test they make. So let's go with, we'll just do navigate. So 5 minus 4 is a hex. And then we have 5, that succeeds. This is a failure. So we don't eat any food. We are not going to wander. -5 over here, that's a 5, that's a failure. Then we have 6 and 4. Okay. Make a little bit of cash here. Oh, you know what I didn't do last turn? I didn't use the Kami of Fate. I think we're going to do that. I missed it, so I won't go back and try, but I will do it. I will do it now. After we do this. Okay, so no food, we stay where we are, we rolled a hex, that means we get a tier 1 of our choice. Let's go with ore. We're up to 17. I still can't believe we managed to defeat Itzcoatl. That was epic. And in fact, check it out, we've just entered a city-state. And at the bottom of this particular city-state's empire card, we see Itzcoatl has a bounty. So we can choose 3 out of the list on the bottom, and that is what we're going to gain from turning in this bounty. So I think I'm going to fill in this little bubble here on the bottom to show that we have gained this bounty. We get to choose 3. Obviously, we're choosing that sky metal. We're up to 13 sky metal. Plus 1, 14. 2 ore, that's 19 ore. And then, we're going to take the ethereal ore for 2. That leaves us with 2. And then we're going to take the 2 platinum, giving us 8 platinum. And 2 gear upgrades. 1 for each of our heroes. Okay, so there we have that. Next, let's do the Kami of Fate. The group may spend 3 gold up to twice per turn during the event phase. Okay, so 3 gold. Let's go with 6 from the Mycotomancer. That's twice. All right, so we're going to roll the dice here. All 3, 3d10 here. 4, 3, 7. No luck. It's over 10, and none of them match. Ah, 3, 4, and 9. Also no match. Okay, that's okay. We did not get anything from there. All right, next thing we can do is let's spend some gold. I would like to get my hands on a few items. The first thing that we're going to do is buy a Charm of the Creator for 6 platinum. That's going to reduce us down to 2 platinum remaining, and it increases our acquire amount by 1. So now we have 4 acquire amount, and this also means that we are going to draw another harvest card. Whenever your acquire goes up, you will have harvest cards in play equal to your acquire amount. So we get to draw 1 more harvest card. Lucrative Employ. Randomly place 2 platinum tokens using siege portals. Until the end of stage effect, the group may choose a skill and roll it during the event phase. Those who succeed loot 3. If all heroes succeed, also gain a specialist. Okay, that's awesome. If all heroes fail, lose a recruit. Okay, so that's good. That's good. I'll take it. Now, we have 2 platinum tokens to place here. Platinum tokens look like the platinum currency. And basically what this is we place these on the map. And if we go pick them up, we gain platinum equal to the current siege stage, or the siege wave. So this is the first or second harvest stage, so we would gain 2 platinum from that location. All right, so we have 2. We have Portal 8 and a 2, which is going to place it right on that great tree there. And then we have 7 and 3, which is right there. So there's some platinum to be gained here on the board now. Okay. All right. So we can also choose a skill and roll it during the event phase. Let's do that. Let's choose a survival. So Wind Rider survival is 5. Mycotomancer's is 6. That's a success, and that's a success. We both succeed. Those who succeed loot 3. If all heroes succeed, also gain a specialist. So we gain a specialist. Okay, we get to loot 3. So I think we need a healing potion. Or maybe we should take Vine of the Dead. We should take another Viper potion. I'm going to take a Viper potion over here. And I'm going to take tea leaves over here. Everybody likes tea. Well, maybe not everybody. Okay. Then we get to... Oh, we're still going to buy some more stuff, right? Okay, so we've got the Charm of the Creator. Let's also purchase the Jade Omamori. Up to once per game turn for 2 energy, you may modify the numeric value of the hex or core die you just rolled it by up to half your highest mastery rank. Ooh, the new result may explode if allowed up to once. Yes, please. I think we both need a Jade Emamori. For 7. This is gonna really help us for sure. And then let's buy a couple dimension doors just to have them. I think we can only carry 1 per hero. Yes, 1 per hero. I'm also going to purchase some iron rations. I've learned my lesson. I don't want to spend any more of our harvest acquire amount in food. I want to be able to maximize the amount of resources that we get. So I'm going to buy some food as well, some iron rations. Okay. Finally, I think my Wind Rider is going to get a weapon coating. And then a gear upgrade. And I'll take a gear upgrade over here. And I think we're done. Okay, I've spent all of the gold that I want to spend. We have 2 platinum left, so we can't rebuild our tower just yet. That's going to cost us 4 to rebuild. So then the next thing is we are going to get our harvest effect. So we can now harvest from 4 locations instead of 3. So let's do 2 from the city-state and these 2 mountain peaks right there. So that's what we're going to do. So we have harvest of -1 now because of the charm of the creator. So we get a -1 bonus of this for each of these dice. No dice there. It's a 7 and a 9. Although, hang on. We have the Jade Emamori. Up to once per game turn for 2 energy, you may modify the numeric value of the any of the core die you just rolled by up to half your highest mastery rank. So by 4, that would reduce this down to a 5 minus the 1 from our charm of the creator, and that is a success with a 4. Then the same thing with the Mycotomancer, because we've spent the gold on that Jade Emamori, that also goes down from a 7 down to a 3. So we make both of those rolls. That means we gain 2 sky metal plus 2 more sky metal plus 4 ore. So we have 4 sky metal and 4 ore. Boy, we need that for sure. Okay, then we are harvesting from the city-state, and that just is 2 platinum. So we gain 4 platinum. We're up to 6 platinum. And that means we have enough to flip our tower over. So we're going to rebuild our tower for 4. We go back down to 2 platinum. We're going to flip this guy over. And we are going to reinstate its health back up to its resilience back up to 10. And there we have it. Do we want to spend anything on this tower yet? Not just yet. Okay, then that is going to be the end of that harvest, that event phase. So now we are going to have Jaethi's turn. Void wind, tattered pieces of void energy waft in the wind, obscuring the senses. You watch, mystified, as a great mountain lifts from the earth. Place 2 sky tiles. Okay, so we are going to roll the dice here. We have number 7 and 4. Okay, so that is going to place a sky tile. Oh, and it has a portal on it, an elemental portal. And that's going to place it right here. Anything that's on that location rises, any token that's on that location rises up with it. So we have placed the platinum token and another water token there. Okay, and for our next sky tile, that is an 8 and a 4. Wow, okay. Tilapit is also going to raise up, and I see another air location here. Okay, and then let's read the rest of this affliction. The group gains a +1 penalty to stat test for each siege slot containing 1 or more siege opponents, and no rewards for critical successes made during the skill phase. This affliction remains for the next 4 game turns or until the group camps in a temple with an air augment. Okay, so we don't have any air augments on temples, so I think we're gonna have to take this one. Yeah, I think that's pretty good though. All right, we'll leave this. I'm gonna leave this out in front of me just so that I can see that, and I'm gonna take this die to represent the 4 game turns that we have on this particular card. Gonna take a quick break. Okay, next thing is we're going to roll for that siege opponent. It is the air die. Let's move this out of the way here. And it is an air surge. Oh my god. That's going to put out 2 more air siege opponents, you guys. Oh my lord. Oh my gosh. Okay, there are now 5 siege opponents on the board. That's going to be... This is going to get tough, I think. All right, the next part of the card is the encounter. So let's draw that. Void Elemental. Oh, look at this. It has an equip effect. Interesting. Okay, this is a spirit. It has 12 health, 16 influence, and 14 energy. Now it has an equip effect. If we can deal 16 influence damage to it. Now this is if we were to heal this particular creature. Then we get to use the equip effect. This defender gains +3 if it is on or within range of a nether tile. We don't have any nether tiles in play. We could see them later. I think we're just going to try and attack him. All right, so 12 health, 14 energy. He doesn't look natural to us here, this void elemental. But maybe he's just made up of stuff of the universe. You just never know. All right, so our Wind Rider is just going to do Whirlwind, and we will spend the extra energy to strengthen that Whirlwind effect. So now we will be doing 923 damage to the elemental. The Mycotomancer is going to defend, and our Storm Harbinger rolled a 3, and he does dual 5 piercing water health damage. Let's see what the Void Elemental does to us. That is a 5. Dual 4 health. Boost this damage by 1 for each nether tile in play. There are no nether tiles in play, so we are simply going to roll target dice here. Like always, green for our Wind Rider, yellow for our Mycotomancer, and blue for our Storm Harbinger. 10. The Storm Harbinger is going to take 4 damage, and 8. Our Mycotomancer is also going to take 4 minus his defensive 2, so he takes 2 damage. So we are inside the city-state here, being assaulted by this Void Elemental. Okay, so we gain 4 gold, and it looks like 1 ethereal ore. We now have 3 ethereal ore. That will come in quite handy, let me tell you. Okay, let's put this back. And that is the end of Jaethi's villain phase. Now it is our turn again. I think what we're going to do is use Yinwei's item ability. He's going to craft an item to teleport us all the way over to this location right here. It is a antiquity site, and we are just in range of all of those tokens, you guys. So we're going to be able to gain all of those if we stay in this location. So let's roll skills. Considered to have been moving normally. We make navigate, we make explore, we miss survival, so we're going to eat some food, gain some gold, and what do we have here? Missed, we have a hex on the die here. One other thing is that we have a -2 penalty to stat tests. So this is actually going to cause us to lose the critical success, lose that. We actually don't make anything because of Jaethi's Void Wind Affliction. Okay, for the Mycotomancer, yes, we miss. Oh, we would have made everything, you guys, had we not been able, had we not had this affliction in play. Okay. All right, well, at least we stay where we're at because of that hex for navigate, or I suppose it would be a 3. Then we are going to play the event phase. We are going to gain all of those items over here. So I'm going to pick those up and add them to our stockpile. So we have a water and an air. And it is the first siege wave. The siege wave increases every time a siege card is drawn. So this is technically still the first siege wave. So we gain 1 platinum for each of those platinum tokens. Okay, then we are in a event location. I think we're going to, we're going to be doing our harvest first. So what we'll do is let's harvest from all 4 hexes of the sky tile. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to roll the harvest die 4 times. For each hex, we will gain a item of our choice. And none of them. Okay, this is where our jade... Oh, actually, okay, so hang on. So we have a -1 to our harvest rolls. So this 2 becomes a hex. So first of all, we gain 1 for here. We also have the jade omamori. So I think we're going to use that to reduce this 4 to another hex. I can't do anything about this 10 and this 9. So we do end up gaining 2 resources from this sky tile. So I think we're going to take... Let's take 2 living crystals. Okay. Then we are still on this event location. So let's go ahead and attempt this location, this commission. Karasu Oji-san. The gods are vengeful and have been more active than usual. They are known to stray away from their lairs when the world is filled with chaos. An elder is convinced that the treasures they possess are in reach. Escort the Karuso Oji-san to an unvanquished boss lair. You may not be dedicated to the boss chosen. Okay. There's 1 boss lair that we do not have a dedication to. During the event phase, but before combat begins, roll a skill of your choice. If at least half the group succeeds, gain the rewards from that boss as if you had vanquished it. Otherwise, combat begins and the boss is dangerous. This commission is complete afterwards. Yes, please. So this is an aid commission. We just go to this location. Oh, you know what? Can't do it yet. This is on a settlement, not on an antiquity site. Oh, we are definitely going to do this one, though. You know what we could do? Okay, hang on. So we have dimension doors. We have enough dimension doors to make this work. So check this out. My Tanuki has used his dimension door item ability. He's used that once already. But we each have a dimension door. So my Tanuki is going to use the item that he has to teleport us to this settlement. So we actually placed down a hex tile. And look at that. We have the next temple on the board. Temple number 3. I'm going to need to clean up my gaming table here a little bit. Move some things around so that we can become more organized. The Wind Rider's ability. Anytime you extend the map, you may place an additional map tile adjacent to the first tile placed. Yes, please. Let's extend the map even further, shall we? That's a pretty great tree. Okay. Then we've used the Mycotomancer's dimension door. Let's use the Wind Rider's dimension door. And it doesn't say you can't use multiple. You can only have 1 per hero on your hero. So we are going to do this all the way over here. Oh, we can't go that far. We can't go that far. It has to be within range of a defender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go here. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, check it out. So we're now using this temple, which we just placed on the map as our teleport spot, to teleport us to this location. Now I'm going to use the Wind Rider's Ascend ability to move us 2 hexes. That is amazing. So we can move right here and get to that location. I have to spend some energy to do so, but let's do it. We've picked up Karusa Oji-san, and now we are going to attempt to do this aid commission. So we are going to roll a skill of our choice. Now, because of this void wind affliction, we do have a +2 penalty. So if both of us fail this, we are going to have to face this boss, and she's going to be dangerous. So let's see. I think we are going to use survival. So first off, the Wind Rider. We need, let's see, with the modifier, we need a 3 or less. And that's a 5. So we miss over here. The Mycotomancer needs a 4 or less. And that's a 3. We make it. Okay. So if at least half the group succeeds, gain the rewards from that boss as if you had vanquished it. I'm so sorry, Tlakahua. We have just vanquished you. All right. So let's take a look at her rewards. We get to place a hex token on portal number 3. We each get 5 gold and a gear upgrade. Okay. We each get 2 power-up cards. I see another resource and another elemental card here, guys. Okay. So we have health and revive, +2. I saw the light and have returned. Once per game when your hero dies, you may discard this card and revive. And the +2 increases health. Both max and current. Awesome. I'm going to place this on our Saurian. Our Saurian can now be revived. Okay, then we have let's do the +1 all skills. Let's give that to our Mycotomancer. And then we have the +2 to defend. Also, let's give that to the Mycotomancer. And check it out, it comes with a earth element augment. So we will roll the earth die, and we are going to see if we gain a augment from it. It's an earth surge. We gain 2 earth. Oh man, this means we have enough earth to be able to reduce Jaethi's earth imbalance completely. That 6 that she just monstrously gobbled up in the first gameplay video, we get to take that all down completely. We can do that in one of the 2 open temples. There's one under here too. Okay, that's awesome. So that is done. And finally, we have a +1 pick 3, and it's +2 to each of the tier 1 resources. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Okay, +1 to 3. Okay, let's take a look. We still have some single rewards. We have 3 Vine of the Dead and 2 First Masteries. So I will place that on our Mycotomancer. It's very fitting. Some ayahuasca here. Vine of the Dead. And then +2 to first mastery. That's going to go to our Wind Rider, which now has an 11 rank for Whirlwind. Awesome. Okay. All right. Then we get to place a hex token on this location. That was an amazing, that was just an amazing game turn, you guys. Okay, we're going to flip over the next commission. We completed the aid commission, so we gain the commission reward, which is also a gear upgrade for each of the heroes. All right, and then I will place this over here. Okay, that is the end of that event phase. Holy man, that game turn was just awesome. We did so much in that game turn. Next is Jaethi's card. Oh, you guys, it's the siege. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for the siege. We did not use any of our resources to enhance any of our people, you guys. Oh no, and we still have an affliction that's going on. So the affliction has gone from 4 turns down to 3. So in 3 more game turns, this void wind will have subsided. But oh my gosh, we've drawn the water siege. So this now marks the second siege. I am going to take a quick break, and then we are going to come back and see what happens. We have a lot of work to do, you guys. We have a lot of work to do. But I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'm back. This game is getting good. Oh my gosh. I don't know if we're going to win this game, but I am excited to see how this all plays out. We have a huge amount of resources to use, but because it's the siege, we are limited in the number of resources we can consume every game turn. So before we do the siege transition, I'm going to clean up the board a little bit and get this a little bit nicer for us all to look at. So bear with me as I take care of that. Thanks. Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to roll to place the blue siege opponent from our siege card. So we will roll the element die here, and it is another air. That's actually pretty good for us because we have fire, and fire can deal damage, siege damage to air. So our heroes are going to be integral in our defending process, I think, this turn. Okay, so here's our next siege card. Then we increase the siege wave by 1. Our siege wave is now 2. Okay. Then we're going to roll the hex die, and we are going to increase the calendar based on what we roll. That's a 5. So we have the Jade Amamori, which allows us to modify a die roll result. So I think we're going to modify this die down to a 1. So this is great. We did use 1 Jade Amamori from one of our heroes earlier in this turn. So I'm using the second one to reduce this die result down to a 1. Okay, so then we increase the siege duration by 2, plus the siege wave, which is 2, so that's 4, plus the die roll result halved, which is 1. Okay, so we are going to put down 5 bubbles for our siege duration here. All right. Then we increase the water imbalance by 1. So we are going to look at Jaethi's siege card here. She currently has 6 earth imbalance. We're going to now increase water imbalance by 1. Now, while her water imbalance is 1 or greater, she has overpower equal to water imbalance, and she gains +1 resilience every game turn. Oh my gosh. Okay. So on the battle map, I'm going to mark down that she has both of those water keywords. So she has overpower and +1 resilience per turn on her turn. Okay. Then we reveal the siege opponents. So we will roll Jaethi. Let's roll Jaethi last. We're going to first roll Siege Banner 1 does not exist. We've defeated all of those opponents. So now we're going to roll for Siege Banner 2. We roll a 10-sided for the portal. And we have wandered into this direction right here. So we're going to place a tile right over there. And it looks like we actually have a couple bosses revealed as well. So let's place those 2 boss tokens there. Okay, so we have boss number 4 all the way over here. And boss number 2 right up here. Okay. Then the siege banner is going to get placed right here. We rolled a 10 and it wandered in the direction of that way. Okay, then let's roll for the siege banner number 3. And that is a hex and a 5. So siege banner 5 is closed. So we re-roll the siege portal. That is 8 and hex. So 8 and hex. Oh no. Okay, so it is going to be right here. Okay. And last but not least, we are going to roll for Jaethi. Siege Portal 3 is closed. She would have appeared right on top of us, you guys. Okay, so then we're going to re-roll the portal. Portal number 6. Oh, she's still going to be right on top of us, or she's going to be very close to us. Okay, so she is now right here. Oh my gosh. She appears in the air above us, cloaked in mist and rain. She brings forth a surge of water that is likely going to wash away all of our lands. She is a veritable hurricane, and we have just begun our work. Okay. All right, so now we are going to gain our tier 2 passives. So let's take a look at our resource placard. Now the tier 2 passives come into play for each of the tier 2 resources. So that would be Essence, Sky Metal, and our Specialists. Now we only have 4 or more of Sky Metal. The others we don't have enough. And thinking back on this, I really think when I was harvesting from the sky tile, I feel like instead of getting the living crystal, we should have gotten some more essence, and that would have allowed us to really do quite a bit more. I think, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do is we gain from our sky metal, we gain the passive 4 times, which is +8 to the power. And I don't think we're going to save this city-state. I think this city-state is going to fall. It is definitely the case that Jaethi is going to reach this location and take it out. She has 5 turns to do so, and she's dealing 5 siege damage whenever she's in range. So she's in range. Let's see. She's in range. She has a range of 2, and she's only moving 1 speed this turn. That's actually really good for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's gonna get there. Okay, I think we can do this. I think we're going to be able to save this because her siege movement is only 1 based on her water imbalance. So she's moving terribly slowly. She's like a hurricane. And by the way, my wife and I lived in Florida several years ago. We were kicked out of the state by Hurricane Charlie. So I just wanted to say, holy crap! Everybody that's down there that has gone through the previous 2 hurricanes that walloped the region this year. Good luck to all of you, and I'm very sorry if you guys have felt any pain from that. It's not fun. Definitely not fun. All right, so sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent. I'm just trying to come up with some ideas here on how I want to run this. I think we can save our city-state, but it's going to take everything we have to do so. This guy's going to get walloped, and then this guy's going to get walloped. So our passive, and I'm going to take a chance here, and it might be the wrong decision, but I'm going to take a chance and increase this city-state based on our stockpile here. So it only has 4 resilience remaining, but we're going to give it our all here to attempt to keep this one alive. So sky metal, we have 19. We gain a +2 power for every 4, so that triggers 4 times. So that's 8 + 8 power. So we now have 11 power. Let's not give it all. Let's not give it all to them. I think we're going to give 4 to this guy. So he has 7 power. And I'm just going to keep this here so that I can actually get to it. And then let's give our tower the other 4. So we'll have 5 here and 7 here. Okay. So that is our passives. We're going to remove any discovery or treasure tokens on the board, and we don't have any, so we won't do that. Then the next thing is we are going to flip over the 2 siege opponent cards. And I'm just going to leave them right here. So we have Legion over here. And we have, for our next one, we have let's see, how do you pronounce that? Quetzalcoatl. Massive spider swarms are drifting in on the wind. Okay, so we have an air demon, and we have spiders that have begun to basically fall through the air, and they're coming towards us here. Okay. So one other thing, let me just actually move these so that I can see them a little bit better. There. Okay. That's better for me. Okay. So that is it. We are now going to move into the villain siege. So, first of all, Jaethi is going to act. She gains +1 resilience because of her water imbalance. She will move 1 hex closer to the nearest city-state, which is going to be right toward this one. Then we roll the water die for the imbalance. And it is a water, so it's a match. So, if the water imbalance is 3 or less, add +1 imbalance. So her imbalance is now 2. And that is the end of her round. She has a range of 2. So she can get to about here. We're not in range of that defender just yet. So that is good. Okay. Then we are going to move each siege banner in numeric order, a number of hexes equal to their speed. So we have the Legion, which is this guy, is going to move 2, and they are moving 3. Okay, but now let's take a look. The Spider Horde here has a range of 2, and they're going to be moving toward the nearest magnetic location, which is going to be the city-state. So they are actually going to be able to move right there. They are going to be in range of the city-state already. Then we have this guy moving 2. Next, we have the siege. So each siege bandit in play deals damage equal to their power to the group and any defenders in their range. Okay, so Legion is not in range of anything. It has a range of 2. Oh, it is. It actually is. In fact, I could have it move. It can't move over the banner. So it is going to hit our temple. So let's take a look at that. Our Siege Banner 2 has a +1 to its power. So its power is 3. It will deal 3 damage to temple number 4. Okay. Then we have the spiders, and they get a +2 to power. And so they're doing 3 power to our locations. So first of all, it's doing 3 power to Manchu Pakra. Oh, it goes down to 1 resilience, you guys. And tower number 1, it goes down to 7. Oh my gosh. Okay. Also, let's take a look. So each revealed city-state loses -1 potential when the spider horde comes into play. So our city-states go down 1 potential because of this siege opponent. Oh, this is brutal. I will note, too, that both of these siege opponents are from the expansion, the Caprican expansion. So these are normally not ones that you would see in the core box. And you can also tell that there is a blood magic card at the bottom of the Legion there. And so we're going to substitute that in for a power-up because we actually don't have, I haven't printed those blood magic cards. We have them all created. I just didn't print them in this set here. But I did swap in, some of these siege opponents so you guys could see, what's happening. So, okay. Next up, we have our defenders. Defenders can now attempt to destroy siege opponents. So let's go with tower number 1 first. Tower 1 has a range of 2, and it has 2 potential. So we are going to roll 2 dice, and on a 5 or less, it will do a siege damage to the spider, the spider swarm, and we do gain 1 success. So on the battle mat here, I'm going to reduce that 5 down to a 4. Then our city-state is going to also roll a couple dice. It has a potential of 2. It would have been rolling 3 dice, but because this had the passive ability, it reduced it by 1. And we have a hex. That is a beautiful roll. That's going to reduce their resilience by 2 more. They now have 2 resilience left. Then we are going to reduce the calendar by 1, and that will be the end of that game turn. Okay, our turn. We have to use the Tanuki's ability to teleport us back here. We've got to do it. We've got to come over here. That's what we're going to do for our round. So we've moved normally. Teleporting does not allow you to gain camping bonuses if you're using it during the movement phase. So we're going to roll our skills. And of course, all right, so we have made this roll is a success. So we stay where we are. He rolled survival, missed explore, and for our wind rider, we missed explore, we missed our survival, so he's going to eat some food, and we missed our navigate. Okay, so this means we stay where we are, and we move on to the next step here. Okay, so that is the skill phase. The event phase. We have got to do some things here. My goodness, do we have to do some things here. Okay. If we look at our resources placard, it says we've got 7 recruits. That means we can use up to 7 resources each game turn during the siege. Now, it would be nice if we could use a little bit more. If I could have gotten 2 more recruits, we could use 9 ore to give this city-state plus 8 to its resilience. I can't do that. So, in fact, if we consume the ore of 3 ore to give it plus 2, we could give it plus 4 to its resilience. So I think I'm going to do that. So this resilience is going to go up to 5, and then the ore is going to go down to 19. And then we're going to use 1 ethereal ore, which can be consumed at any time. So we don't necessarily have to use a recruit for that, but we will use one of our ethereal ores to give this location plus 3 more. So it's going to go up to 8. Okay. All right. Then what else? We are in a city-state, so I am going to spend some gold and get some gear upgrades. I need to get a couple of really good gear upgrades for skills. So I'll do that here in a second. Okay, I think, looking at these items here, I think I'm going to also use a cosmic meditation. So this is going to cost us 1 platinum. But what this allows us to do is it allows us to use resources, and any number of resources during the siege stage, as if it were the harvest stage. Now, one of our heroes is going to suffer some damage from doing this, but we're communing with the greater being of this entire universe, and we are trying to use all of our power to bring us back from the brink. So this is going to allow us to gain a little bit more bang for our buck and put some additional things down on our defenders. So let's go with our Wind Rider. Here is going to suffer some energy drain, 3 energy drain. Okay, and then instead of using the 6 ore, we're going to use 9 ore, and that's going to give us 4 more resilience. And our ore will go down to 16. Okay, then our potential. Let's increase our potential. Let's use 9 lumber. And we're going to increase our potential by 5. So, whoops, that should be 2. And this should be 7. Okay. All right. Now, this only allows us to do this on 1 defender, so I can't actually modify both unless I spend 2 platinum to do this. I can only use 1 per stage, so I can't do this again. So I'm going to go all in on this city-state here, and we are going to give it additional power as well. We're going to sacrifice some sky metal here. I think we will sacrifice 8 sky metal to give it a +4. Let's go with 10 sky metal to give it a +5. So we go down to 9 sky metal, and it has +5 to its power. So now it has 12 power, 7 potential, and 12 resilience. I'm a little bit happier with where we're at here. Okay, finally, let's go ahead and place all 3 of our specialists inside of this particular location. And let's consume, we're going to consume the essence as well, both the 2 essence. We're going to consume that and increase its range by 1 as well. Okay, so now it has 3 range, 7 potential, 12 power, and I'm feeling a little bit better about that. All right, let's also put some elements in this thing. So let's go with fire. And let's go with air. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit better about that. Definitely wanted to spend those resources and get us looking a little bit better here. Okay, So we have a chance. We're pulling ourselves back up from the brink of destruction here. Manchu Pakra is gearing up for a huge assault. The next thing we're going to do is we are currently in range of this siege opponent, and we get to deal any elemental damage that the heroes have access to. So in this case, fire, water, and void and fire. So we have our fire and void element cards in combat. You may deal 1 siege damage per element tier to air siege opponents in the group's range during the event phase. And the same thing for void per tier. So we have +2 for void, and we have +4 for fire. Now, the spider swarm here is immune to air and earth. It can take the fire and void damage. So we're doing 6 damage to it, and that is enough to destroy this creature. So we have just destroyed, using our elemental fire and void, we've destroyed this particular card, and we each get a power-up. Okay, so we have a +1 to navigate, and we get to roll a resource of our choice for this additional one, and it's a +1 to each mastery. All right, let's give that one to our Mycotomancer, and the navigate to our Wind Rider. Then let's roll the void die, and that is a fire. So on a mismatch, you actually get the element that you roll on the void die. So that's definitely a good thing. Okay, then we're going to flip over the next card, and that is going to be this void. Okay, this is Mana Drakes. Its range is only 1, so that's good. It is swift, and it does have a consume effect. Darn it. Okay. And it gains resilience equal to the number of resources it consumes, and it has +1. It has +1 power against defenders with 0 specialists or recruits. Okay. Okay, so that is the end of our event phase. Now we will move into the villain phase. Okay, let's do this. Villain phase commences. Void Wind is going to be reduced to 2 rounds left. Okay, then we have Jaethi. Jaethi is going to move 1 hex closer toward our city-state here. Okay, and then we're going to roll the imbalance die. It is water. And that is a mismatch. Okay, so let's see here. We either play the element that was rolled, or we draw and face an encounter. Well, all heroes lose all energy. I think we're going to choose that. Definitely, because we either face an encounter or we lose all of our energy. Definitely going to do that because we have the Wind Rider's steam, the fire and water elements. His steam ability allows him to gain, whenever a hero loses all their energy, they regain back up to 2. So that means we just simply each go down to 2 energy here. And that is her action. All right. She also is going to gain 1 additional resilience because of her passive ability, because of the imbalance. Okay, then we're going to have our siege opponents act. The Legion is the first siege opponent. It is actually in the second slot, but it's the first one on the board. So that one is going to move. And it moves 2 hexes. So it's going to move 1, 2. Okay. Its range is 2, so it's not going to be in range of the tower. Then we have the Mana Drakes. That is the new one from our banner number 3. And it is moving closer toward our city-state. It has Swift, which means it only considers that city-state magnetic, and its range is 1. Okay, then we're going to resolve their actions. The first one we have already determined is not in range of any defender. The second one, however, is. So our Mana Drakes, first of all, they have a consume effect. So this is consume 1 specialist or 2 recruits. So let's read consume just to make sure we have this right here. This keyword is followed by a resource type and amount. Reduce the stockpile amount of the resource shown by the consume amount. Siege opponents with this keyword reduce the stockpile amount each time they deal any amount of siege damage. So it's the stockpile amount. If there are none left to consume, a city-state of your choice loses 1 resilience instead. Unfortunately, we have recruits. We don't have any specialists in the stockpile, but we do have 7 recruits in the stockpile. So our recruits will go down to 5. Okay. And then Mana Drake gains resilience equal to the number of resources it consumes and has +1 power against defenders with 0 specialists or recruits. So it gains a resilience. It's now up to 5. Okay, then we are going to deal some damage. So the Mana Drakes have, 2 power against the city-state. So our city-state of Manchu Pakra is going to go down to 10 resilience remaining. I did this wrong. The Mana Drakes actually have 2 power plus the slot modifier, which is +2. So that actually goes down to 8 health remaining instead of 10. Okay, then we have the Legion ability. It has a passive. If we look at that, it says other siege opponents in play gain arcing equal to their power and swift. So this particular opponent, the Mana Drakes, also has arcing. Let's take a look at that. When attacking a defender, each other defender within X hexes of that defender suffers half the siege damage dealt. Okay, so that means that this defender suffered 4 resilience. This defender is within 2 range. It actually needs to be within 4 range, this particular opponent's power. And it will suffer half the damage. So it also suffers 2 resilience. Okay. And that is done. Then we move into the defending stage. First of all, we are going to have our tower deal some damage, hopefully, to this Mana Drake. All right, so its potential is 2, and its power is 5. So we're going to see if any of these 2 dice are below 5. We have 2 are below 5, and 1 is a hex. So that means we do 1 damage for the success and 2 damage for the critical success for 3 total damage. The Mana Drakes have 2 resilience left. Okay. And then let's see. Then the next thing we're going to do is our City-State of Manchu Pakra is also going to defend here. And we get to roll 7 dice, and they crit now because the rank is 12 for power. It means we get to crit on a hex or a 2. Okay, so we're going to roll 6 dice. All we need is 1 crit or 2 successes on these dice. 3, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And there we have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage has been applied to the mana drakes. They are now destroyed. And that is going to wipe out our 3rd siege slot. That means this particular mini is going to go back to the slot. And we get a power-up. Okay, so we have +1 first mastery, mental prowess, be my compass, navigate me toward the uncharted realm where magic and logic converge. And then we have shared patterns. If this card was drawn for a single hero, draw another power up and apply its bonus to all heroes. Okay. And that is a +1 pick 2, and it's a resource card. Okay, so that means one of us is going to get the +4 to first mastery. Let's go with Alchemize here for our Mycotomancer. And then both of the heroes get a +1 to pick 2. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, and then finally we get 3 lumber. Okay, and then that is going to be it. Jaethi is not in range of our city-state. It can only reach 3 hexes, which is about here. So let me show you guys that mechanic. Bolster is something that happens when the players are inside of a city-state during the villain phase. So if we're in a city-state during the villain phase, we can actually bolster using our skills. To bolster, a hero spends 1 energy and then rolls a skill test of their choice. Heroes who succeed their test give that location a bonus based on the type of skill rolled. Additionally, heroes who critically succeed also regain the energy they spent to trigger the bolster effect. So, multiple heroes may bolster using the same skill, and effects may stack. So let's see. Our range is 1, 2, 3, 5. Jaethi is within 5. Our range is currently 3. So if our Wind Rider rolls a navigate test and makes this roll, then the city-state's range is considered to be 2 higher than it is, which would be enough to actually deal damage to Jaethi. So I think we're going to do that. So we're going to roll navigate here. And that's a hex. That's a critical success. That means I don't even have to spend energy to do this effect. It just happens with this. So we basically are going to take the effects that we had. I believe it was 7. So 7 damage is going to be applied to Jaethi. And we've gotten her under 100. She's at 96 resilience. Okay. Now, the Mycotomancer is also going to roll. I think the Mycotomancer is going to bolster using survival. Let's look at this. So if we roll the blue die for survival, and that's a 5, the rank here is an 8. So even with the void wind effect, the +2 penalty to our skills, it still goes off. Now, the city-state suffered some siege damage this turn. By rolling that survival during the bolster, we actually will revive or give the city-state 1 resilience back. Okay, so let's put away these power-ups. I think that's going a little bit better now. I feel a little bit better about the situation. We still have very low resilience on both of these two, so we've got some work to do ahead of us yet. Next game turn. Next turn, we are going to camp in place. We're going to roll our skills. Yeah. Get back here. That was a hex. Okay, so we make it, we miss it, we miss it. Okay, because of the void wind, we are still suffering our skill roll penalties here. Okay, and then over here for Yinwei, we have we miss, we make that, and we make survival. Okay, but we don't get any gold. Okay, then we are going to go into our event phase. We're going to spend some of our resources here. Now we only have 5 recruits left, so that means we only can consume up to 5 resources each turn. So I think we're just going to consume 3 ore. We'll go down to 13 left, and we will go and increase our resilience back up to 11 here. All right, and that's all we're going to do. Then we have our villain phase. Void Wind is going to be reduced to 1 round remaining. Jaethi is going to move. Then we're going to roll the imbalance die, which is water. And that is a water match. So if the imbalance is 3 or less, add +1 water imbalance. The water imbalance is currently 2, so we are going to increase this to 3. Jaethi gains 1 resilience because she has that imbalance effect. Her range is still 2. So she is not in range of our defenders just yet. That's a good thing for us. Our tower will not be able to survive if it gets hit by her. Okay, then we're going to have this guy move here, and he is moving 2. So 1, 2. If we move him here, he's not in range of that tower. So I think we're going to do that. He'll get hit next round anyway, but... Okay, then we're going to have our siege opponents deal damage. They're not in range of anything. Then we get to defend. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing. This turn we're going to have the Wind Rider is going to roll Navigate 1 more time. And that will increase the range of our city-state by 2 because of the bolster effect. Oh, that's a critical failure. I think we're going to use the item, the Jade Omamori, and that can be used at the cost of 2 energy to modify the numeric value of the die that you just rolled by half your highest mastery, which is 11. So that'll go down by 5, which will be just barely a success, because what happens is we still have our +2. So what is that? 5 + 2 is 7. His navigate rank is 7. We just barely made that happen. Okay, so he has, let's see, because they healed, they're in the city-state, he goes down 3 energy. All right. Then we have the Mycotomancer is going to, I think the Mycotomancer is going to roll yellow. And yellow, our Explorer, let's see, deal 1 siege damage to a siege opponent in their range, the groups or the defenders, whichever is higher. So this is just a free siege damage dealt to one of the Oh, and that's also a 10. We rolled 2 crit fails here. Will this work? His max rank is mastery rank is 12, so divided by 2 is a 6. So we can modify that by 6 down to a 4, plus 2 is a 6. His rank is 7. So we make it. We make it. All right, we'll take it. Okay, so 1 siege damage to 1 opponent. We're going to choose Jaethi. She goes down to 96 resilience left. And now it's our turn to deal some damage with this city-state. We're rolling 7 dice. We're looking for successes and critical successes. Oh my god, check this out, you guys. Okay, so hang on. So this one is a little bit cocked, so it's between the 4 and 10. So I'm going to re-roll this one. I'm going to roll it over here. And that's a 2. Okay, so we have 1 9, which is still a success because his strength is 12, actually. And now because his strength is 12, it's kind of treated like a stat rank for the heroes. So for every rank above 11, in this case 12, you will crit on one number higher than a hex. So we will crit on a 2 or hex. And we've rolled 3 2s, so that's, and 1 hex. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total siege damage, you guys. Oh my gosh. So that 96 goes down to 85. Jaethi has 85 resilience left. And we've just destroyed the Legion. So now we are going to sub in, instead of getting in the blood magic, we will get a power up for this guy. Okay. And we have a element die here. So let's take a look. We have second mastery. A +1 to that, and then we have an element augment here and favorite opponent. Increase 1 augment here you possess by 1. I think we're going to increase void one more time here. And I can just flip this over to a 3. Okay, and then you've also gained a new favorite opponent. So let's go with here. Okay, and then second mastery increases by 1. And we get to roll that blue water die to see if we gain an element. We do not. We gain an air. So, no element for us. Power-ups can go away. And that is the end of the siege turn. So, we are going to flip over this card here. This is going to be our next opponent on this banner. This is Living Lightning. Okay, it's swift. It has retreat of 3. So this is the first card that can retreat. We'll take a look at that if it occurs. It also has arcing. So it will be able to destroy our tower as well. Living Lightning gains +1 power when attacking a defender on a sky tile. So we're not on a sky tile here, so that's at least a good thing. Okay, and then at the end of the round, we reduce our calendar by 1. Now have 2 turns left in this siege. All right, then it's our turn again. We're going to camp here. So this is our second turn camping. We're going to be basically negating that void wind effect now because of our camping bonuses. So let's roll our skills. We get a -2 to our rolls. That's an 8, so we eat some more food. Oh, we're almost out of food here. We make our explore roll. We make our navigate roll. Miss here, make it here. Okay. Then it's the event phase. Now we are in range, the group is in range of both of our siege opponents. This means that we can apply our elemental damage to these opponents. So let's take a look. Living Lightning has 6 resilience. I don't know if we're going to be able... Yeah, I think we are going to be able to do enough damage to take this thing out before it even hits us. Okay, so let's take a look at how that works. We have 4 ranks of fire tier here, and we have 3 ranks of void and 1 rank of fire. So that's 4, and 4 is 8 total resilience going toward the Living Lightning. Okay, so the Living Lightning is destroyed just because we are in range of it. So we get that power-up card. Okay. All right, we have a +1 to survival. Amidst the ashes of the old world, survival is a phoenix rising, an unwavering testament to the enduring flame of our spirit. All right, so +1 to survival. I'm going to give that to the Wind Rider. He needs to stop eating so much. And then the elemental card, it's an elemental earth. And we're going to give that rank to our Mycotomancer. It goes up to 5 for defend. And let's roll that earth die. Now this is a water result. It's a mismatch. Okay, so we have Vine of the Dead. So I am going to consume one of those Vine of the Dead that we received from Tlacohua. And until the end of the game turn, you may roll explore after rolling an element die. If it succeeds, you may change the result to a different element of your choice. So we are going to we're going to roll explore, and if he succeeds, that is a success. We get to change that to a different element of our choice. We're going to choose void. Okay, all set. Let's put these away and flip over our next siege opponent card. Terror. Oh no. Oh no, you guys. This is gonna be terrible for us. Oh, Jaethi is playing with us now. Okay, terror has just arrived. Its resilience is 4. So let's write that down here. Its range is 2. Its power is 3. And it has tremor. Now, tremor, it negates any recruit and specialist bonuses in its range. Okay, so we don't get to use our specialists from here. And one other thing, we had retreat on the Living Lightning. I should show that. So when we destroyed the Living Lightning card here, we have to roll a die, and the retreat, if it's 3 or less on the die, then it will retreat into the next slot. And it's a 6, so it did not retreat. So this Living Lightning is destroyed when we destroyed it. Okay, so that happened a little while ago. Okay, back to Tremor. So the group may not enter Tremor's range if Tremor moves within range of the group, and his range is currently 2. So he's not here yet, but he will be at the beginning of his turn because he will be moving. The group suffers 1 siege damage and then must wander outside of its range, which is going to push us into Jaethi, which will then have us suffer even more damage, and we're likely going to die. So that is a huge card, and I don't know how we're going to survive that. So let's see how this works. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work just yet. Okay, we've done the damage to this one. Now we get to do damage to Jaethi because it's still the event phase for us, and we still have fire. She's currently an air siege opponent, so we get to use our fire and void against it. So that's 4 and 4 is 8 damage to Jaethi. She goes down to 77. 77. Okay. Then we have the villain phase. Finally, Void Wind is out of our hair. We can take this affliction off of the board. Oh, she really just destroyed us with that one. Then we are going to have Jaethi move 1. And she's going to roll the imbalance die. That is a mismatch. So again, we are going to, all heroes are going to lose 2 energy. The Wind Rider's steam effect is going to heal us back up to 2 energy. And then we move on to the banner. Okay, the banner is going to move 2, 1, 2, and it is now in range of us. Oh no. We must wander outside of its range. So I think we might have to reword this card, because I think what we need to do is we will need to roll the wander die, right? And then the idea is that we are going to be placed outside of its range in the direction that was rolled. Okay, so we are going to roll the wander die, and we're going to consult the wander graphic. So that is going to be north. So that's a 3. So we're basically forced outside of the city, outside of his range, and now we're all the way over here. We can't even help the city-state. Oh man, that's terrible. We can't bolster. Okay. If only its range was 1, we could have stayed where we were, but nope, not gonna happen. Okay, the next thing that happens is they're going to deal some damage. So let's see. Terror is going to deal 3 plus 1 for its slot. So that's 4 damage to both the tower, which goes down to 1, and Manchu Pakra, which goes down to 7. Whew. Not good. Okay, then Manchu Pakra will be dealing some damage back. Let's roll its dice here. It is in range of Jaethi, so it needs to be within 3, and it is. So we can actually damage Jaethi from here as well. The city-state can, at least. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All 7 are successes. None of them are critical successes. So that's 7 damage. Jaethi is reduced to 70 resilience. And terror is destroyed because it goes from 4 down to 0. So we get a power-up from that. Okay. All right. Then we have +2. Oh, we have +2 health and energy. +1 attack. And we get a living crystal. Let's do the living crystal first. +1. Gives us 3. Okay. +2 health and energy. I'm going to give that to the Wind Rider here. +1 attack for our Mycotomancer. right. Okay. Then we flip over the last siege card in slot 2, and this is Disaster. Okay. Disaster gains all keywords and their numbers of all siege opponents in play. That means it gains Jaethi's bolster effect and Jaethi's overpower effect. If Disaster is the only siege opponent in play, double its resilience and power. So it's not. Okay, its range is 1, so it can't actually hit this turn, this next turn. All right, write down its resilience here. And that's going to be the end of this villain phase. We're going to reduce the calendar by 1. There's 1 turn left. 1 turn left. Okay, last game turn of this siege, you guys. All right, we need to get back to the city-state. It only has 7 resilience left, and we need to use our bolster effect to attempt to keep this one alive. These 2 siege opponents will both be in range at the end of this villain phase, and they will both be dealing damage to this thing. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to move back into the city-state. We no longer have the restriction of terror, the previous siege opponent, so we can actually get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we are going to spend, we are going to roll our skills. All right, we actually roll 2 hexes. Now, because we've gotten rid of that affliction, we actually gain some resources from this. So we are going to select 2 ore. I'm going to go up to 15 ore. Navigate, obviously, is successful. Survival, we miss survival here. The Wind Rider has to dip into the Mycotomancer's mushroom stash in order to eat. Missed our Explorer and made our Explorer over here. Okay. All right, then it is time for our event. We are on a city-state. Disaster's range is 1. Jaethi's range is 2. So she is going to be right here. She's not going to be in range of this tower. The tower is not going to take any damage this turn. So we're going to leave it be. It only has 1 resilience left, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so then we are going to look at our heroes. Our heroes can deal some damage in the event phase to siege opponents that are in range. Both of these siege banners, both of the siege opponents, the banner and Jaethi, are in range. Although this one is now void, so we cannot deal void damage to this particular opponent. The last one was previously was air, so we were able to do some damage to that one. But Jaethi is considered to be air during this siege, so we can choose her. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage incoming to Jaethi. She's down to 62 health remaining. Okay, then we can either purchase items or spend some resources. I think we will spend 3 ore in order to increase Manchu Pakra's resilience to 9. Okay, then I think we are not going to do anything else. We are just going to move right into the villain phase. So Jaethi will move 1. And she is right on our doorstep now. Right on our doorstep. And she is in range of the city-state. So the city-state is going to suffer 5 resilience damage here. She also has overpower. So let's look at what overpower does. When attacking a defender, if the siege opponent's overpower value is greater than the defender's strength, it is not. Our defender has 12 for strength. Her overpower is just 3. So she is just going to deal her power to us, which is 5. So this will go down to 4 remaining. Okay. Then we are going to roll the imbalance die, and we're going to see what happens here. That is a water surge. So we're going to add +1 to the imbalance. The water imbalance becomes 4. Defenders on or adjacent to a water, marsh, or river lose 1 strength. Okay? We are near a river. So we are going to lose a strength. That brings us down to an 11, which means we no longer crit on a 2. We only crit on a hex. Then play the match results. So the imbalance is 4 or is 4 greater. The siege banner with the lowest resilience gains resilience equal to the imbalance. What? So it gains 4. It now has 9 resilience. Oh my gosh, this now has 9 resilience. Jaethi has just healed it. She is a hurricane. Speaking of a hurricane, I just realized that this whole time Jaethi has had an imbalance of 6, which means her bulwark is functional. So at the end of this, I need to go back and do a little bit of math to make sure that I take away some of the damage that I've inflicted onto her, because that earth imbalance is preventing her from taking damage. So I have been doing this a little bit wrong. My bad. Okay. So regrettably, that is kind of a sucker punch, but we're gonna just see how it goes. There are ways we can reduce this imbalance, and we'll definitely work on that. Okay, that is Jaethi's action. Next, it's our siege opponent. So the siege opponent is going to move 1 hex right here, right on our doorstep. And Disaster is going to deal 2 + 1, so 3 siege damage. Would you look at that? Manchu Pakra is brought down to 1 resilience. Again, this is insane how close this battle is. I'm like blown away that we are on the brink of destruction this whole game. Okay. Then we are going to do our defenders. So first of all, let's roll our tower. Our tower gets to roll 2 dice, and it gets to apply a result of 5 or less. Neither of those will go through. Okay, so the specialists in our city-state are reducing bulwark amount by 3. So Jaethi's bulwark is 6, reduced to 3. Because Disaster also gains this keyword, it is also taking 3 less damage. So we're going to roll our dice here. Before I do, we're going to have our Wind Rider and my Catomancer. They're both going to roll survival in order to increase Manchu Pakra's resilience by 1 using the bolster effect this turn. And we both make it. Yep. Okay, so we are going to increase Manchu Pakra's resilience to 3. Then we're going to roll the city-state's action. Come on, we need lots of successes here. I see 1, 2 failures. Well, we haven't used our... Okay, we have the Jade Emamori that we can use. So both of these are going to be turned into a success. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 3 for Bulwark. That's going to be 4 damage. This particular siege opponent has 5 resilience remaining. Now we're also going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, minus 3 to Jaethi, which is 4 damage. Goes down to 58. And again, I'm gonna have to scrub through this video and then do the math properly on this, and I'll come back in a moment after that's done to tell us what is Jaethi's actual resilience at the end of this combat. Okay, but for now, let's finish it up. So this is going to be the end of the siege. We're going to erase the last bubble of the siege duration. And then, unfortunately, here's where it is going to hurt. Our final moments tracker is going to kick in, and all defenders are going to lose 2 resilience, +1 because of the final moments. This is the second siege, so we are going to lose both the first bubble and the second bubble. And guess what, guys? That is 3 total resilience. Jaethi has been able to trounce us. She has defeated Manchu Pakra. It is now gone, wiped off the face of the earth. And with that, the portals have closed. We are going to put the destroyed token on the board. We're going to remove Jaethi and the siege banner and replace our heroes. So this siege has destroyed our beloved city, you guys. It cannot be brought back from this terrible brink. Oh, terrible. Oh, boo, hiss. The hurricane that was Jaethi has destroyed us. All right. So I'm going to wrap up this video in just a moment. Hey, you know what? It didn't actually fall. We have ethereal ore. And ethereal ore can be used as an interrupt to give you a few different things. One of those things is +3 resilience. So, at the end of this game turn, when all hope was lost, we actually used one of our tier 3 resources and we brought our city-state back to life. Psych! Sorry. I totally didn't do that on purpose. I took a moment and I was like, we built ways into the game on how to do this. So it's awesome that this has happened, just to kind of show what has happened here. So we have used ethereal ore right at the end of the siege to give us +3 to our resilience, bringing Manchu Pakra back up like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Wow. Insane. This has been an insane playthrough. I can't even begin to tell you guys how I guess, proud I am of the product, because I am so happy to show all of the different things that have occurred against us. And every time, like, we've been able to bring it back from the brink of destruction, which couldn't have even been better scripted. So, with that said, I do have some bad news. we did unfortunately do the calculation for Jaethi's bulwark wrong, and so we're gonna give her back up to, she's gonna be back to 74 resilience. That's okay. We're gonna have one more chance to take her out here. I did put 4 total siege cards in the deck, and this is really meant when you're building the Jaethi deck the way that I built for this game. The game is going to be very long, and I did that purposefully because I wanted to show you guys so much of what's happening. This is not going to be a your starter game. This is going to be the game that you're going to play when you know how to play, and when you want to kind of min-max on your strategies and try and figure out, okay, how am I going to pull a win out of this particular game. In normal games, we would only have 3 siege waves. So despite building 4 waves into this deck, I may only show 3 waves on this gameplay video. We are getting to be a bit long-winded here, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me to watch the video. So we're gonna just have fun with it and see what happens in the next playthrough. So thanks again. I hope you guys are well, and I can't even begin to tell you how this has been a roller coaster of emotion for me. Thanks again. Have a good one, guys. Until next time, have great adventures.